What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to use another very spicy team here for Open Great League. Knocked out Donphan and return Dusclops right there. Really cool team. I think there's a lot of dynamics at play here that coincide well together, and Dusclops safe swap is very bulky and pretty strong. You got to respect it. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this team and these battles. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, getting into the first battle, we have Noctowl versus Bastiodon on the lead. Tough one. Okay, we're going to go straight into Dusclops right here. Not Duckclops. Dusclops. And we see a Shadow Victory Bell. So this is actually a huge potential win con for us. This means they're probably running Bastiodon double grass, which means we can just go for fire punches right here all day. We're going to be able to get to a second one in time, and then we should be able to get to a third one and completely flip this mid-game matchup if Go Battle Lag allows us. Here we go. Can we get to it? Oh, we're coming back. I think we got some extra energy there, so I'm going to go ahead and shield. So we will shield right here, and I think we're going to be able to get to the Fire Punch in time, which we do with 1 HP left. It should have not been that much because of the lag, but that's okay. Boom! Get the Shadow Victory Bell out of there. Dusclops on the safe swap. Absolutely filthy. So we're going to see that Bastiodon come back in and farm us down, which is fine. And we have Donphan now. Donphan counter and Earthquake. Things are looking really good. They swap into Wigglytuff, which we're not swapping out of because I am going to boom this battler, or this Wigglytuff, I should say, out of this match. We get it extremely low and counter down. And then the Bastiodon coming back in is going to face a very tough Donphan right here. We're going to be able to get to the Earthquake in time and close this game out. So that is going to be a good battle, very well played. All because, boom, because Dusclops on safe swap right there just did so well. It's so bulky, so spammy, and great coverage. You guys are going to see it do pretty well today in all these battles. We got Noctowl versus Nidoqueen now on the lead. I don't know what they have in the back, but they are lagging a bit. So I noticed they lag, so I stop and let them get a couple more hits in. It's obviously not even. There's no way to tell if it is even, but I just decided to let them get a couple hits in right there. But we're going to go ahead and go for Sky Attack now. They got off the Poison Fang, which is fine. This is going to be doing quite a bit of neutral damage. We get a shield, so I'm going to go ahead and go into that Dusclops, and they swap right away into Umbreon. So now, deducing what I know about this meta is there's probably a Scrafty in the back, right? Nidoqueen, Double Dark, very common. Umbreon coming into Dusclops here. So we're just going to go ahead and go for returns. Returns actually do a respectable amount of damage, and they decide to shield, which is quite interesting right there. I wasn't expecting a shield to come in on the Umbreon, but they really want to force that switch, which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and let this go. It is going to be the foul play. Barely not enough to take us out, so we're just going to go ahead and give him a little left hook here for a Fire Punch to do like absolutely no damage because it's an Umbreon, but hey, we got it down a good chunk there. So we're going to go ahead and come in with Donphan and just load up on energy. Again, I am reading Scrafty, right? Double Dark, Nidoqueen on the lead, Umbreon coming into our Dusclops there. It's gotta be a Scrafty. So we're just gonna go ahead and load up, and I'm noticing that I'm not gonna be able to actually fully counter down this Umbreon right here, which is unfortunate. I do not want to take any damage here on Donphan, so we're gonna have to throw a Body Slam here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it, get this thing out of there, and we'll have to see what decides to come in. Again, Earthquake can one-shot the Nidoqueen, and they decide actually to swap out into Scrafty, and I didn't notice it was a swap out right away, just because I thought I countered it down, which is why you're not seeing me go into Noctowl. But then eventually I notice, oh dang, there's still 3 Pokemon in the top right hand corner is very helpful for information. So I got to get into Noctowl right now because, again, Donphan is my closing win condition. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack here to take out the Scrafty. And then we will likely see Nidoqueen come back in. If it does decide to come back in, we might just be able to get to a Sky Attack, but we are both lagging right here again. We're going to be able to get to a Sky Attack in time, but they decided to throw energy, which was interesting. I honestly thought I was going to lose this now because I came in so late, and they decided to throw the charge move, which is fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake now to take out the Nidoqueen. So a bit of a rough matchup there. They lagged at the beginning. I let them get some energy back. We lagged as well. It was just kind of all over the place, but at least it was a good team read on my end, which is always an important skill to have and work on. Okay, Alolan Ninetales. This is bad. If this is Charm, it's manageable, but it's not. It's Powder Snow. I'm like, it rips apart Donphan and Noctowl core. Now, we do see a Swampert come in as well, catching the charge move right here. So that is a beautiful swap on my opponent. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and throw the return here. Why not? So we're going to go ahead and no shield. If I can... I don't know, switch this thing around, have some energy as well for Fire Punches versus the Alolan Ninetales, we might actually be in a good position. So we're going to throw this return right here, and it lands. Boom! Takes out the Swampert, and they have a Jellicent, which is now even worse. Jellicent and Alolan Ninetales destroy this team. It's so bad for me. It's so bad. So we got to go into Noctowl while saving energy on Jellicent. And we're also going to no shield. Oh, it's so bad. I really have no win con right here. The only win con is hoping that was a Bubble Beam, not an Ice Beam. And they're going to go ahead and swap in the Ninetales as I throw the Shadow Ball right here, which is still going to do a decent amount of neutral damage. And thankfully they actually no-shielded that, so that's pretty huge. So now my only win con I'm thinking is with letting, or actually I decided to shield right here. I need to get this Alolan Ninetales lower, get its energy out of there, which we do. But I need to come in with Donphan and fully farm down and try to land an Earthquake if I can. Again, Alolan Ninetales and Jellicent rips apart my core, so there's really not a lot I can do, and we've already seen the Jellicent has Ice Beam. So I'm going to go ahead and shield the Weather Ball here. Obviously, that would have just done a ton of damage. We're going to farm down, and my hope is that I can catch the Ice Beam here on Dusclops. So we're going to throw the Body Slam right away, force that shield, and then... I gotta time this swap. I gotta get this swap. We're gonna go ahead and do one more counter. 2 more counters. Nope, I got too greedy. I tried to go for 2 counters and swap, and it was too much greed there. So the Ice Beam boomed me out of the battle. Boom! Donphan goes down, and that's gonna be a good game. Very well played. But again, that core really nice against my team. So good game. All right, moving to the next one, we got Noctowl versus Altaria. Okay, somewhat of a neutral matchup. I'm guessing with Altaria here, there's probably going to be Registeels, Azumarill, Galarian Stunfisk, stuff like that in the back. So we got to play that accordingly, which means Donphan, Dusclops are very, very important, especially with energy and especially with shield advantage. So we're going to let this first Sky Attack go through. We're going to go ahead and go for a Sky Attack ourselves, just to try to get some shields, do as much damage as we can. And then we're actually going to go for a Shadow Ball right here. It's going to be kind of interesting, but Shadow Ball, we'll see if it can do enough to KO here. I haven't used it against an Altaria before, so this is a good time to test, especially early in the season, and not enough damage, but that's okay. Again, we're letting this go. We're going to come in with Donphan and load up on some energy, as we can get quite a bit with counters because they're resistant. I think I can do 2 counters here worth of energy. So there's 1, yeah, there's 2, which is decent. So let's see what they decide to come in with. They decide to come in with a Swampert. Okay, so even though this is kind of a bad matchup, right, with Hydro Cannon, Counter and Body Slam really do a lot of damage. Look at that. Counter now is going to rip this Swampert apart. I'm also going to swap into Dusclops to catch the charge move here because I'm reading Registeel, Galarian Stunfisk now in the back. So let's see what it's going to be. We're going to load up on some energy, and they're going to go ahead and swap, and it is going to be Galarian Stunfisk. It's just common combinations if they have Altaria that they likely have some other very strong meta Pokemon to go with it, like Galarian Stunfisk, which is why I was reading that. So thankfully Dusclops here can put a hurt on the Galarian Stunfisk with these fire punches. We are looking pretty good. Donphan is my win con right here. 2 shields and counter. We are looking solid. So we're going to go ahead and no shield that. We're going to be able to get to another fire punch as well. And then I believe I'm going to be swapping right away. I should be swapping right away into Donphan. Nope, I decided to stay in. Okay, forcing the energy is fine. We'll let this go, obviously. And then Donphan now is going to take this one. It's got 2 shields. And we're also going to be throwing a body slam here to just try to force that final shield here from the Galarian Stunfisk. Even though this is resisted, it's still going to do quite a bit of damage. But they let it go, which is fine. And we are going to see the Swampert come back in and get countered down. We still had 2 shields anyways. So it would have ultimately wouldn't have mattered. But good game. Okay, moving to the next one. We got Noctowl versus Stunfisk. Oh, we're gonna go into Dusclops here on the safe swap. It does really well against Galarian Stunfisk. Obviously, it's extremely tanky while doing super effective damage. So my goal is to try to get shields if we can. And since they're staying in, we'll have to see what they decide to do. They swap into Azumarill, but Dusclops here is going to show you why it is so strong and why you need to respect it. We're going to go ahead and go for these returns for neutral damage here versus Azumarill, and hopefully I can get to another one in time. Let's see. They're going to go ahead and throw the charge move. Unless this is Hydro Pump, I am not worried about it. So we're going to go ahead and let it go. It is going to be the Ice Beam, which is definitely not enough damage, and now Dusclops is looking dangerous, right? We're at a second return right here. We're going to be forcing some shields from the Azumarill now. They decided to no shield, so I am going to be able to Hex down, and obviously I will, seeing the Galarian Stunfisk on the lead, so I will shield right here. Dusclops going toe-to-toe with G-Fisk, Dusclops going toe-to-toe with Azumarill. This thing's an absolute monster. So we're going to see, I believe the Deoxys, Defense Form Deoxys decides to come in, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and throw this Fire Punch now, do a bit of neutral damage, kind of chip the health right there. And then we're going to come in with Noctowl, obviously. Thankfully, Noctowl does have access to Shadow Ball for this matchup, but this game is still going to be close. They have 2 shields, they have Galarian Stunfisk and Defense Form Deoxys, so Noctowl doesn't really have a happy place in this game right now. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball here. I gotta force a shield. I have to in order for Donphan to have a better win con, and we do get the shield, which is perfectly fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and try to catch the Rock Slide now on Donphan, but they decided to hold it and swap out, which is now a dangerous situation. I obviously need to be worried about the Earthquake from the Galarian Stunfisk, so that's going to be very dicey here. We're going to throw our own Earthquake as well, and they did shield. It would have been a great opportunity to shield bait right there with Body Slam. Things are tough. We're going to go ahead and shield the Rock Slide, and it wasn't an Earthquake. Maybe I miscounted on energy, but we're going to go ahead and get to the Body Slam in time to just chip some health. And my goal now is to be able to farm down with Noctowl and throw one more Shadow Ball versus the Defense Form Deoxys, hopefully winning CMP tie, as this is going to be an Earthquake and it hurts. So good bait by my opponent. We're going to try to fully farm down right here, as Defense Form Deoxys has a Rock Slide, but they get to another Rock Slide in time, so that is going to be a good game. Very tough one right there, but hey, against Galarian Stunfisk, Defense Form Deoxys, and Azumarill with this spicy team, we'll take that close one. Alright, moving to the next one, we got Noctowl versus Defense Form Deoxys. Again, bad matchup. We're going to go into Dusclops right here, get ahead on energy, and they decide to bring in a Mew, which is interesting. So we'll have to see what they have in the back, but I'm obviously just going to go ahead and go for the return right here. Maybe they will decide to try to no-shield the return, but they do decide to shield, which is fine. Again, with this situation, seeing that Defense Form Deoxys on the lead, knowing that we have Shadow Ball, I need to get myself a lot of energy on Noctowl. So we're going to no-shield right here. It is going to be Wild Charge, so they do have access to that. And they're going to go ahead and throw another one. If it's Wild Charge, that's even better, but it is just going to be a Surf. So that is unfortunate because they don't have double debuffs now. So we got to come in with Noctowl, and we got to fully farm down. We also need to respect the Wild Charge on their side, but again, Noctowl here versus Defense Form Deoxys is much more favorable when we have this much loaded energy. And thankfully it was a Wild Charge right there, so we're going to be able to fully farm down, and let's see what they have coming in. They're going to go ahead and bring in the Defense Form Deoxys again, so maybe something weak in the back. I don't know, but we're just going to go for the Shadow Ball right away. It lands, which is even better. And now we're going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack, try to force that shield from our opponent. If we do get this shield, we're swapping right away into Donphan, because again, I'm reading they might be weak in the back. Let's see. It's actually a Registeel. I am very surprised right here. Happily surprised by all means, because we get a Boom It now. We're going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake versus the Donphan, or versus the Registeel. Boom! One-shots it right there. And that is going to be a good game. Very well played, as we'll be able to get to this Body Slam here versus Defense Form Deoxys and take it out. So again, kind of surprised they brought in Defense Form Deoxys there. I was expecting the Registeel would have been a bit better, but that's okay. Good game to my opponent. This team was a lot of fun, very spicy, and you guys saw it face off against very, very meta teams today. I think it held its own. There was some mistakes on my end, but that's okay. This team did pretty well. Again, really bad matchup versus Alolan Ninetales with Powder Snow and the Jellicent combo. That was rough, but overall, I think it was a good team, and it was fun to use for a couple sets. So, hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.